When you're going, please.
Here we're working more and more towards a smooth and
Hi, how are you doing today? Are we live? Are we live?
Live.
Yes, okay, we are live. My horse is heavy. Have you ever found yourself saying that my horse is heavy? Well, today I'm going to share with you some of my suggestions on how you can change a heavy horse into a beautiful, flowing, light horse that you absolutely dream of riding. And a special treat, I'm also going to give you a sneak peek into our Harmony for the Horse program, into one of our modules in our program to show you just a small part of how we do what we do. So stay to the end because I'm going to show you a 1-minute clip from our program. So hi, my name is Chris Adderson, and I'm the founder of the Harmony for the Horse program and our For the Horse Equestrian Center here. And if you're coming on live, let me know where you're coming from. Let me know how your day is going, perhaps in your part of the world. And let me know, tell me, what is your definition of a heavy horse? If you'd like to see more of my lives, you can just click on the bell icon up there. If it fills in black, that means you'll get notifications, or you can click the 3 dots and that will give you a drop down bar and you can click there and you can see how you can get notifications automatically and not miss out on them.
Connie says hello from Rainy, Kansas.
Okay, great. Thanks. Connie, great to see you here. Thanks for tuning in.
We have the black mare and are getting better.
Oh, great. You're getting better with your black mare. Awesome. Love to hear it. We have gorgeous sunshine, as you can see here. Looking forward to rain coming, though, in the next little while. Okay, so if you're on the replay, if you're jumping on the replay here too, feel free to put notes for me below, and I always come in afterwards and we can chat. All right, so let me know if you've experienced what I'm talking about, a heavy horse, right? Or what is your definition of a heavy horse? Oh, right, that feeling when you're like, this horse just will not move, or I can't move the horse over. It feels like a ton of bricks under me. Or maybe you're exhausted after every ride. And maybe you feel like you're being pulled on all the time. And there's no sense of lightness to anything. It just becomes a yucky feeling that you don't enjoy, and you know your horse doesn't enjoy. Let me know if that resonates with you. Put a note for me below if that resonates with you.
Lisa Rhodes says hi from Liverpool.
Ah, great, Lisa from Liverpool. Great to have you here. So how would it feel now if you had lightness underneath you, right? So if you had a feeling of total lightness underneath your seat, if you could ride your horse with just 2 fingers, just these 2 fingers. And what would it feel like to you if you could take your horse, who is a willing partner, and you could ride or lunge in a wide open space and have your horse be in correct balance, correct movement, and you had just 2 fingers on the lunge line, for example, and the line is loose. Well, this is exactly what I'm going to show you in the short clip that I'm going to show you a little bit in a few minutes here, a little bit later here, is a short 1-minute video clip from our program, and this is exactly what I'm going to show you. So in this video that I'm going to show you, my horse is ZJ, and she was not a light horse. In fact, she was actually very heavy. And lunging was difficult for her. And actually impossible for her to lunge at a canter. She would almost fall over, and then if you put a rider on the lunge at a canter, it was impossible for her to coordinate. So what I did was I did a lot of liberty with her just to get her moving and get her canter moving freely, and so she could do whatever she wanted to do out at liberty. And she did really well with that. But there was not a focus on correct movement. There was not a focus on her carrying her spine or standing her upper spine so that her legs could then move underneath her efficiently and effectively. And so it was more that she was just falling around. And this started to really bother me. So I knew that she could move light because she is a very athletic mare. And so I began working more and more with her. And she became lighter and lighter because she started to understand more and more how she could connect her spine, organize her spine, carry her spine on the lunge line in a way that was effective for her, right? And it's not that she didn't have the ability to do this. In fact, I believe all horses have the ability to do this. It's just us who needs to learn how to guide our horse through this process. And this is the process we teach in our program, is how you can guide your horse to find the most efficient, best, pure, good movement so that they can perform what you want them to do. So here are my suggestions, first of all. And let me know if that resonates. If you can resonate with any part of that story about my horse, ZJ, put a note for me below. So the first thing that you can do, this is my first suggestion, and that is to have lightness in yourself. It's to know how to carry your own spine. And by that, I mean you need to know your place of power. And the place of power is the place in your body where you are using the least amount of effort to get the most amount of movement. The least amount of effort on your part to get huge results and huge movement from your body. And then along with that, you need to know when you lose that place of power, how to get it back and how to get it back quickly and how to carry and coordinate your spine in a process that's super clear to your horse. This is where we start. So we find the place of power. It is very clear to your horse what we want. There's no mystical parts to it. It is not muddy. It's not fuzzy. And then we're consistent, right? So there's no surprises either. The second thing is to know what to listen for. Okay, and by that I mean to know when your horse is moving correctly, right? Horses don't automatically know how to move, right? They don't know how to move correctly on a lunge line, for example. They don't know how to move correctly at a canter with a rider on, perhaps, right? A lot of times people and riders think that horses just know how to do it, so let's just go out and do it. No, they don't. They need to be guided. They do have the capability to do all of this, but they need to be guided into it. They needed to be shown how. All right, so guide them into knowing, experiencing, feeling their own coordination of their bodies. And that's part of knowing what to listen for. Number 3 is to create for yourself a simple but very powerful way to speak to your horse. All right, that sounds simple. It sounds easy. It's not easy. It can be simple. And this is where you're going to go from the very basics. up to the highest levels that you want to pursue with your horse. And this actually is what we teach in detail in my program, how to go from the very basics up to the very highest levels of equine pursuit that you want to do.
Cassia Love says love. Cassia Smith.
Okay. Hi, Cassia. Great to see you here. Thanks for jumping on. And thanks for the love hearts and the reactions. That's great. So you have lightness within yourself. You know your body. You know how you move. You know what to listen for when you see your horse moving. You know, you can recognize things. Then you have a simple and very clear way to speak with your horse. And now number 4 is you have a process that you absolutely love, right? That nourishes you, that makes sense to you and your horse. And this is absolutely crucial, because if you come away from your ride or your lunging session or whatever it is that you're doing with your horse and you absolutely hate it, or you feel overwhelmed, or you're confused, or you're angry, or you're sad, or you're upset in some way, you will then turn around and self-sabotage, right? You will sabotage your future. And if you don't trust your process that you're doing, you know, perhaps if you feel deep down that it's not working or you don't like it, then you will pressure yourself into doing things that you don't really want to do, right? That aren't perfect for you and your horse. And then that, combined with the self-sabotage, will absolutely kill your confidence. I know I've spoken to lots of riders around this topic where they're in tears because they no longer have any confidence, and they've totally lost the magic in the process, and they don't love their process anymore. It's just too much. So if this resonates with you, let me know. Put a note for me below.
And he says, mine horses are light, don't have heavy. But heavy horse is one that has handled too hard and made tough.
All right, that can be, Connie. Yeah, that can be very much so. A horse can become heavy. The rider can make a horse heavy just by being too rough, by not doing number 2, right? By not knowing what to listen for. All of those things, by maybe not being clear in how they're moving as a rider, by not knowing how to speak to their horse. Yeah, the rider can most definitely make a horse heavy. But we're all after lightness, right? We don't want to work so hard with our horses if they are heavy. We're after the lightness. All right, so we're going to get ready to play this 1-minute clip of a video. Like I said, it's from my program, the Harmony for the Horse program. And in this program, we help you to discover all of these parts that I've talked about before. So I'm going to show you this 1-minute video, which is from a certain module in our program. And you can see my horse, CJ, the one that I told you about, who was very heavy, very difficult for her to coordinate her body on the lunge, but yet a very capable and athletic horse. So let's run the video now.
And again, we're in the hum. I ask her to balance. She responds really well. The line is loose. I spiral right here with my body. She listens, she follows, and she's in balance and she's light. And once again, I pick her up. I ask her to balance. She balances, she lifts, I spiral my body, and we dance.
Okay, how was that? Let me know if you have any questions. Put notes for me below. And if you want to get results that you've never had in the past with your horse, and you want to have a process that nourishes you, one that you love and you feel no friction with, so then you can commit yourself, your whole entire self, to being with your horse. That's what we help you create in our program. So if you want this sort of help, you'll find a link somewhere around this video. And if you know that in the up and coming months, and that you can just feel this, that more lightness with your horse is there for you, you're on the verge of finding it, and you have a sense of excitement about that, because you want to feel aligned in a process, in a program, then use that link around this video somewhere, and that will take you to a place where you can apply to work with us or in our program. Because riding is such an incredibly deep practice, isn't it? There's so many levels to it. It's not something that is easy, because it's so multidisciplinary and dimensional. And if your process has friction, you're guaranteed to burn out and to quit. It doesn't have to be this way. So we're here to help you create alignment with your horse, with your process, to get your confidence and your lightness with your horse back. So do we have a question?
Marianne Louie asks, how are you asking her to balance with your whip?
Yes, that's such a great question. And that is exactly what we teach in our program. And that's what people join us for, to find out how we are asking our horses to balance in such a very subtle way that you can't even tell. But yes, the horse responds, as you can see. So that's something that you need to join our program for. That's what our riders pay us for, to help them with their horses. Any other questions? All right. So thanks so much for being with us. And if you'd like to apply to work with us, then click on that link, and it'll take you to a schedule page, and then we can chat with you and find out if our program is indeed a fit for you, and if there will be alignment for you. All right. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.